तारकं वीरम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा। ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
शील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी। वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुराः पाणिर्मधुराः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
तरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीथी मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपी मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं
परमात्मने नमः।
ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः।
श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता
श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता
अथ चतुर्दशोऽध्यायः।
अथ चतुर्दशोऽध्यायः।
श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
परं भूयः प्रवक्ष्यामि
परं भूयः प्रवक्ष्यामि
ज्ञानानां ज्ञानमुत्तमम्
ज्ञानानां ज्ञानमुत्तमम्
यज्ञात्वा मुनयः सर्वे
यज्ञात्वा मुनयः सर्वे
परां सिद्धिमितो गताः।
परां सिद्धिमितो गताः।
इदै ज्ञानमुपाश्रित्य
इदै ज्ञानमुपाश्रित्य
मम साधर्म्यमागताः।
मम साधर्म्यमागताः।
सर्गेऽपि नोपजायन्ते
सर्गेऽपि नोपजायन्ते
प्रलये न व्यथन्ति च
प्रलये न व्यथन्ति च
मम योनिर्महद्ब्रह्म
मम योनिर्महद्ब्रह्म
तस्मिन् गर्भं दधाम्यहम्।
तस्मिन् गर्भं दधाम्यहम्।
सम्भवः सर्वभूतानां
सम्भवः सर्वभूतानां
ततो भवति भारत।
ततो भवति भारत।
सर्वयोनिषु कौन्तेय
सर्वयोनिषु कौन्तेय
मूर्तयः सम्भवन्ति याः
मूर्तयः सम्भवन्ति याः
तासां ब्रह्म
तासां ब्रह्म महद्योनिर्
अहं बीजप्रदः पिता।
अहं बीजप्रदः पिता।
सत्त्वं रजस्तम इति
सत्त्वं रजस्तम इति
गुणाः प्रकृतिसम्भवाः।
गुणाः प्रकृतिसम्भवाः।
निबध्नन्ति महाबाहो
निबध्नन्ति महाबाहो
देहे देहिनमव्ययम्।
देहे देहिनमव्ययम्।
तत्र सत्त्वं निर्मलत्वात्
तत्र सत्त्वं निर्मलत्वात्
प्रकाशकमनामयम्।
प्रकाशकमनामयम्।
सुखसङ्गेन बध्नाति
सुखसङ्गेन बध्नाति
ज्ञानसङ्गेन चानघ।
ज्ञानसङ्गेन चानघ।
रजोरागात्मकं विद्धि
रजोरागात्मकं विद्धि
तृष्णासङ्गसमुद्भवम्।
तृष्णासङ्गसमुद्भवम्।
तन्निबध्नाति कौन्तेय
तन्निबध्नाति कौन्तेय
कर्मसङ्गेन देहिनम्।
कर्मसङ्गेन देहिनम्।
तमस्त्वज्ञानजं विद्धि
तमस्त्वज्ञानजं विद्धि
मोहनं सर्वदेहिनां।
मोहनं सर्वदेहिनां।
प्रमादालस्य
प्रमादालस्य निद्राभिस्तन्निबध्नाति
भारत।
तन्निबध्नाति भारत।
सत्त्वं सुखे संजयति
सत्त्वं सुखे संजयति
रजः कर्मणि भारत।
रजः कर्मणि भारत।
ज्ञानमावृत्य तु तमः
ज्ञानमावृत्य तु तमः
प्रमादे संजयत्युत।
प्रमादे संजयत्युत। त्वमित्युत
रजस्तमश्चाभिभूय
रजस्तमश्चाभिभूय
सत्वं भवति भारत
सत्वं भवति भारत
रजसत्वं तमश्चैव
रजसत्वं तमश्चैव
तमस्सत्वं रजस्तथा
तमस्सत्वं रजस्तथा
सर्वद्वारेषु देहेऽस्मिन्
सर्वद्वारेषु देहेऽस्मिन्
प्रकाश उपजायते
प्रकाश उपजायते
ज्ञानं यदा तदा विद्यात्
ज्ञानं यदा तदा विद्यात्
विवृद्धं सत्त्वमित्युत
विवृद्धं सत्त्वमित्युत
लोभः प्रवृत्तिरारम्भः
लोभः प्रवृत्तिरारम्भः
कर्मणामशमस्पृहा
कर्मणामशमस्पृहा
रजस्येतानि जायन्ते
रजस्येतानि जायन्ते
विवृद्धे भरतर्षभ
विवृद्धे भरतर्षभ
अप्रका श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनौ रघुबर विमल जसु जोदायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संभारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग पर ताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय।
Jai Shri Krishna. In Zoom meeting, if you want to turn off the notification of Zoom chats, then click on the chats and then click on these three dots. Turn off notifications, click on that. Click on the mute option and now chats notification will not disturb you. Jai Shri Krishna.
योगेशं सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
Didi, unmute yourself.
Jai Shri Krishna and a very warm welcome to everyone present. I, Parinita Gupta, take pride in representing Geeta Pariwar and inviting you all for a Zoom session of Geeta interpretation. I start with my head bowed down to the lotus feet of Purushottam Bhagwan Shri Krishna and Param Pujya Swami Govind Dev Giriji Maharaj, who is always guiding us. Today is our first interpretation session of Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga, that is the 14th chapter, where we will be decoding the three hidden forces that control us. Before starting the session, let's bless up some Zoom guidelines. If you have no sound, then you plug in the headphones or increase the volume of your phone or computer. If the chat box is blinking continuously, then you tap the bell icon at the right corner to mute the notifications. If the voice is breaking or cutting, check your internet connection. If possible, use Wi-Fi instead of mobile data. If the screen is not visible, click on Start Video on Zoom. And if the screen is blurry, this happens due to slow internet, then try switching your network. If the Zoom keeps on disconnecting, you can watch this session via the YouTube link, and if the Zoom suddenly closes, then you can rejoin with the meeting link. Now we shall begin our session with the prayer, the invocation of the divine, for which we warmly invite Aparnaji, who is a graduate from Hyderabad, having been associated with Geeta Pariwar since June 2024 and serving as a co-trainer. Didi, kindly do the prayer.
Jai Shri Krishna. Vasudeva Sutan Devam Kausachanuramardhanam देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णौ वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णौ वन्दे जगद्गुरुं जय श्री कृष्ण.
Thank you so much, Didi, for the divine invocation. Now we shall go ahead with the Deep Prajwalan to kindle light to guide us in our journey, for which I would like to invite Saswati Chakraborty ji, who is from Kolkata and has joined Geeta Pariwar in September 2024. Didi is currently serving as a trainer, tech, GC, and also providing calling seva. Didi, kindly do the Deepak Prajwalan.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Thank you so much, Didi, for the beautiful Deep Prajwalan. Beautiful presence of Vishwarup Darshan and the beautiful array of yellow and orange marigold flowers. The Bhagavad Gita offers a wealth of wisdom through diverse Vivechan sessions. At vivechan.learngeeta.com, you can watch and listen to kids' special English and Hindi Vivechan sessions by different Vivechaks anytime. Please share this website with your family, friends, colleagues, neighbors, relatives, or anyone who may benefit from these sessions. The website is open to all and can be accessed anytime. Now comes the time of the session we are eagerly waiting for. It is my pleasure and honor to invite our respected Shraddha Ji Raodeo Didi, who is a devoted disciple of Param Pujya Swami Govind Dev Giriji Maharaj, living her life in deep commitment to the sacred mission of Geeta Pariwar. By the divine blessings of Pujya Swamiji, she has been entrusted with the revered responsibility of serving as the president of Geeta Pariwar, Bhagyanagar, Hyderabad, where she continues her selfless seva as a dedicated resident of Bhagyanagar. Her association with online Geeta classes dates back to its second batch in August 2020, from where a journey of tireless service expanded in many directions. She had the rare honor of being the trainer for the first ever jail classes at Learngeeta, guiding inmates with compassion and discipline, under whose guidance they memorized 12 chapters of the Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā and successfully cleared the Pathik examination. With vision and dedication, Shraddha ji laid the foundation of the monitoring team at Learngeeta and led it with sincerity and efficiency for more than 2.5 years. At present, she is humbly leading the literature publications proofreading team of Learngeeta, overseeing content in 13 languages, ensuring purity, accuracy, and faithfulness to the sacred text. She also serves as a vivechak for the online Gita Santha classes, where she conducts weekly interpretation sessions, helping seekers understand the deeper spiritual essence of the Gita. Alongside this, Didi continues to offer seva across multiple departments of Learngeeta, including training, examinations, and various organizational teams, always with a spirit of surrender and dedication. For over a decade, Shraddha ji has been teaching the Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā to children and actively working in Bal Sanskar, nurturing young minds with Hindu scriptural wisdom, moral values, and a sense of patriotism rooted in Dharma. Academically, she holds a bachelor's degree in electronics engineering and a postgraduate diploma in IT systems and management. She also served for more than 13 years in the corporate sector as a mobile application developer and team lead, bringing professional excellence into every responsibility she undertook. With folded hands, I now request Shraddha to lead us and bless us with her vivid vision. Jai Shri Krishna Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna, Parinita Didi. Jai Shri Krishna, everybody. Parinita Didi, Jai Shri Krishna. That was a beautiful start of the session, Didi. Give just a minute, I'll just start. Jai Shri Krishna. A very, very warm welcome to the session, all of you. That was a beautiful start of this session. We will be discussing a very beautiful chapter which forms the very basis of spirituality, Adhyatma, in our as per our scriptures. Let us all go down to Parampuja Gurudev and Shri Krishna himself, so that we get the right wisdom from this chapter. Jai Shri Krishna. Am I audible, Manisha Didi?
Yes, Didi, you are audible.
I'm audible. Okay, let's begin. Let us seek blessings from Shri Krishna and Parampuja Gurudev. Let us all seek their blessings to be able to understand this chapter in totality. Hari Om. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Hare Paramatmane Pranatah Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Pathaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayana Swayam Vyasena Kratitam Puranamuna Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshiniം Bhagavatim Ashtadashatyayiniം Amb Tvāmanusandadāmi Bhagavadgīte Bhavatveshaniം. Om Shri Gurave Namah, Shri Krishnaya Namah. Hari Om. A very, very warm welcome to the session all over again. We are starting a very beautiful chapter today. Firstly, congratulations for reaching this far in Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, in learning Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. And the point where we are today is going to give us a deeper insight in not only into Bhagavad Gita, but it is going to be one of the building blocks of our understanding towards Bhagavad Gita. This, when we talk about Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, one very important thing that we should always remember, and as sadhaks, as somebody who is trying to bring Bhagavad Gita in our lives, one thing we should always remember about Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā is that it is a scripture that has to be brought in lives. It is a scripture of introspection. It is not a scripture that will just give you a lot of spiritual knowledge, adhyatmic knowledge. But it is a scripture which is going to get you closer to being a perfect human being, a person with a beautiful, perfect character. And it is a scripture of introspection. whatever we are learning in Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, we have to check where we are, where we stand, and not about where our people are surrounding us are standing. It is primarily for us to understand where we are. And that will help us decide how far we have to go, how far we have to reach. In that introspection, in that, you know, path of understanding yourself, this chapter plays a very important pivotal role. It is one of the most important chapters which will help us understand what we have to do to be able to introspect, to be able to check where we stand, and then decide which path to be on. So that way, I would say this is one of the fundamental chapters of Bhagavad Gita, and the opening of this chapter itself explains us how important it is. In the first slok itself, Shri Krishna beautifully explains the purpose of this chapter. This entire Srimad Bhagavad Gita was not said chapter wise. Shri Krishna didn't say this is Dvitiyodhyaya, the Tritiyodhyaya. All this has been done by Guru Nam Guru Bhagwan Veda Vyasji. This compartmentalization of the Bhagavad Gita, this editing of this entire dialogue that happened between Arjun and Shri Krishna. Whatever dialogue happened, this was put into different chapters for us by Bhagwan Veda Vyasji. Why? For us to be able to understand this dialogue properly, for us to be able to grasp it. If all these 700 shlokas were given as a mixed platter, it would have been very difficult to understand how to bring it in our lives would have been a very difficult challenge. But Bhagwan Vedavyas, put it in different chapters, and the place where this chapter falls, it is the 14th out of the 18 chapters. So by the time this part of the conversation has happened in Bhagavad Gita, a lot of things have already been discussed. Shri Krishna has already spoken about the Sankhya Yoga, the Karma Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, and most importantly, the Jnana Vijnana Yoga, Raja Vidya, Raja Griya Yoga. And then the Kshetra Yoga, where maximum knowledge that could have been transmitted has been already given. And after giving all this knowledge also, Shri Krishna is not just satisfied, it is like the relation they have is very beautiful. When we are learning Bhagavad Gita, one thing I told you we should not forget is that it is a scripture for introspection. It is a scripture which we should utilize to check our own self, to check our traits, and then decide a path for future. Another thing we have to also always remember is this scripture has come to Arjun because of the character that he possessed, because of the amount of love he earned from Shri Krishna. And he didn't earn that love by pleading or by because on the reason that I am your brother and I am your friend and that's why you should love me. No, he has earned that love by creating a great character. Shri Krishna addresses him with such beautiful adjectives, calls him with such beautiful names, and he is such a flawless character. He's such a beautiful character that Shri Krishna is not able to control himself. See, we all are trying to seek Shri Krishna. We all are trying to, impress Shri Krishna. We are all trying to seek his blessings. But Arjun is one such person whom Shri Krishna came looking for. There's a very beautiful, thing about the love that Shri Krishna and Arjun have, and this origin of the chapter itself. Shri Krishna, when he says that I'm telling you all these things all over again, because somewhere Krishna doesn't want to stop. He has already told enough till the Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga. You will learn it in the fourth level, and you will see the amount of knowledge that chapter has in itself. The amount of secrets that have been revealed till that chapter is opened is immense. After that, probably Arjun is having a question mark. Oh, that's good enough knowledge. But you know how a mother is when she has told lot of things to the child. After that, also there is something she always has to tell. Usme bhi she'll tell, no, one more important thing is left, and she'll continue with that conversation. How the love of a mother towards her child is that she will keep telling, and all the most important things she will ensure that are repeated and told again. Like this, this chapter has come. Just like that love, where the mother doesn't stop and she continues to, tell what she wants to tell. Another important thing, ye mat bhulna, don't forget this. Like that, this chapter has popped up. And there Shri Krishna begins. On the same note, he tells that I'm telling you something important. Listen. Hmm? So we will begin with the chapter Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā अथ चतुर्दशोऽध्यायः श्रीभगवानुवाच. This starts from Shri Krishna itself. Here Arjun has not asked anything. There are no questions from Arjun. Shri Krishna has already given lot of knowledge, and now what Shri Krishna is trying to tell. Here he says, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Param Bhuyah Pravakshyami Jnananam Jnanamuttamam Yajñātva Munayah Sarve Param Siddhimito Gataha. The most important thing, the very purpose of this chapter, Shri Krishna has introduced in this shloka itself. Why I need to tell you this, and why Arjun you need to know this, he has declared at the beginning itself. The first thing is one important thing. I told you already a lot of things he has told, but Shri Krishna loves Arjun so much. He says, Param Bhuya Pravakrami. I am telling you again. That means I have already told you everything again. But again, bhuya. Bhuya means again. So, and what is it that I'm telling you again? It is a supreme thing, param. It is not an ordinary thing that I'm telling you. See, unless we understand the importance of what we are going to learn, we will not be able to digest what we are learning, right? So, understand what he is telling. This is param, that this it is supreme, and bhuya, not new. That I have already discussed this in Bhagavad Gita in this dialogue earlier. Pravakshami. Here also, he could have just said, I am telling. Pravakshami is not just telling, it is prakarshena. Means it is prakarshena vakshami, I am declaring, I am telling you with profound, importance. Profoundly, I want you to understand this knowledge, understand the intensity of the words that is used here. Again, I am telling you, so dhyan se sunna hai. That is what he has indirectly meant for Arjun. Jnananam Jnanamuttamam. He doesn't stop at just saying Prabhakshani, it is Param, it is superior. Jnananam Jnanamuttamam. Amongst the knowledge also, it is the supreme knowledge. Now, at this point, we are wondering, now the knowledge that we know, engineering, CA, and so many things we try to learn in our day to day lives, isn't that knowledge? Of course, it is knowledge. But it is there are in knowledge also there are two types of things. One is the worldly knowledge, which will help you clear, which will help you sail through this life, sail through this birth. Hmm? And there is another knowledge which will stay with you for many, many births. That knowledge will be useful not only in this world, but in the world which we will enter after leaving this body also. So after death, we will go to some another world. There also this knowledge will be useful. So this knowledge is superior. Now that is entire Adhyatma Vidya, entire knowledge is like that. Shri Krishna says in the 10th chapter, you will see in later, Adhyatma Jnana, Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam. So amongst all the different knowledge also, the spiritual knowledge is superior. But whatever spirituality Shri Krishna has discussed from the second chapter till the 13th chapter, in that also Shri Krishna has declared Jnananam Jnanamuttamam. In all that knowledge also this is superior. Just imagine the importance of what we are learning. So whatever all other things we are discussing, we will know something even more superior than that. And what is the use of knowing this knowledge? Shri Krishna says, Yajñātva munayas sarve param siddhimito gataha. By knowing this, by understanding this knowledge, what has happened? the Muni. Now we will come to this word again in few minutes. Muni, all the Munis are the sages. They have attained what? They have attained the supreme place, the supreme perfection, Siddhi Mito. The Siddhi is the perfection or the supreme powers you will get. Now this Siddhi is of different types. Some have the Siddhi of, without you telling, they are able to read your minds. All these are different kinds of siddhis that we get. In our scriptures, there is a mention of lot of such siddhis, lot of such knowledge, lot of savidyas. But what Shri Krishna is talking about here, it is the para siddhi, it's a supreme siddhi, it is a param siddhi. Hmm. Means what? The one which makes a human being almost equivalent to God. By the devotion and by the faith and by the knowledge, what will happen? The human being will become united with God. He will almost be similar to God. Similar to God means what? Not that he will become God. What remains as a difference between the ones who have attained this perfection and gods? God will remain the creator, the nourisher, and the destroyer. He is the God. He is still going to be the Srishtikarta, just one step below by the nature, Satchidananda Swarup. By that nature, the devotee will become like Bhagwan itself. He will be able to spread lot of love and affection and knowledge amongst the people, other people. But he will be by nature just like Bhagwan, just like God. Hmm? Now, this comes to whom? This is a very important thing. Shri Krishna says it is not for everybody. He says this knowledge has been attained by whom? The Munis. And they have attained what? Param Siddhi. Now, why is this word Muni used here? Just understand this very carefully. Who is Muni? Now, he could have used Rishis, Maharshis, the knowledgeable people. Hmm? Some knowledgeable people, other words he could have used. Muni means what? Muni is the one who is manansheel. Manansheel means what? The one who contemplates, one who listens to it and then thinks about it, brings it into his own character. That is a Muni. Hmm. This even in Śrīmad-Bhagavad, this beautiful stories have come, and then ultimately this question was asked: why is it that only some people have got the siddhi, have got the fruits? Because some people are only listening, but just listening, just shravanam, just listening is not enough. You have to listen and bring it in your lives. The ones who is doing manan means contemplating, thinking about all these things also, who is trying to bring it in their lives, that person is a Muni. So, this knowledge is not only heard and understood by these people, they have brought this knowledge in their lives. Such a person is Muni. This knowledge is so supreme that after understanding, after contemplating, after getting it in their lives, these Munis have attained the ultimate perfection. Param Siddhimito Gataha, they have attained the supreme Gati, they have attained the supreme state of perfection. This is the importance, and Shri Krishna says, I am repeating it for you. So, a part of it has been told, but to be able to understand what I have told you earlier, you need to know more. So, now he has told what is the benefit that other people have taken from this knowledge. This is a supreme knowledge which I am telling you again, and this is what use benefit the Munis have taken from it. But now listen what happens to the normal people who will come and attain this knowledge. इदन्यानमुपाश्रित्य मम साधर्म्यमागताः सर्गेऽपि नोपजायन्ते प्रलयेन व्यथन्ति च. That's a beautiful thing. The ones who take refuge of this knowledge. Jnanam upashritya means taking the refuge of this knowledge, who completely surrender to this knowledge. That is, they understand it, bring it in their lives, and after that they are also under taking a complete refuge means what? Totally grounded, totally under the influence of that knowledge, letting this knowledge be the driving factor. Like how we, do the Krishna Bhakti, Shri Krishna, we are saying. We are all Krishna, man. We have devoted our lives to Shri Krishna. We are Krishna Ashrit, means we are totally dependent on Shri Krishna for our many things. Those who are devoted, like that, Shri Krishna says, those who take refuge under this knowledge, those who are completely surrendering to this knowledge, who understand that this is the supreme knowledge. For such a person, they do not need to come, they will be free from this cycle of life and birth. They will not be bothered by this cycle of life and birth. Right now, what is it? We are taking birth, and then throughout this life, we are also worried. Pata nahi kab jana pade. We don't know when we will be going, and the life remains in a constant state of worry, in a constant state of fear. But a person who has taken refuge under this knowledge, they will have nothing to worry about. They will not be disturbed by the cycle of this life and death. This is the importance, Sri Krishna says, of this entire knowledge that I am giving you, and the very basic of this knowledge starts from two distinct factors. It starts from the creation. Here Shri Krishna said, Sarvepi nopajayante. They will not be, at the time of the creation of this world, they are not born, or they, even when the world is being destroyed, they are not destroyed because they are not disturbed by this process of life and death. They are completely free from this cycle, and they are, because of this knowledge, they remain in a state of balance. The state of balance will come to those who know what is, how the origin of this entire universe is, who understand the working of this entire system properly. They will not get boggled by this. It is a simple thing to understand how this knowledge is actually liberating us. There is a very simple, thing coming to our real life. If we see, if we are going to office at the beginning, we don't know how this office is. We don't know how this organization is. We don't know how things work, and we are worried. We are scared. How will I perform? What will I do? But after working there for 10, 15 years, when you have the complete knowledge of that organization, then what will happen? We are comfortable. We are not scared. कौन आ रहा है, कौन जा रहा है. We know how to handle our work to perfection. We have attained certain state of seniority, and then we are set. We say हम लोग एकदम set है. Now we don't need to worry about it. Similarly, in the houses also, the when the lady is newly married into houses, apprehension, don't know anything, the lack of knowledge, don't understand because of the lack of knowledge of that household, things appear very new, sometimes scary. So a new environment gives you this. But when you have the knowledge of the environment, what happens? You become comfortable. Once I have the knowledge of how this household works, I know I can manage supremely, manipulate, manage the way I want to work, I can work. But that becomes my comfort zone, and then there is no pain, no fear, nothing. Similarly, this knowledge equips you with the knowledge of the universe. This knowledge that Shri Krishna is revealing for us, it is going to equip us with everything. How this, Prakriti and Purush, how the God is created this universe, how the universe and God together, how this divine power is working together. Once we understand this, then we will not get worried. Then we will attain lot of comfort. Then we will attain the skills to manage ourselves in this world, and that is how we will be free from the cycle of life and death. By the power of devotion, we can understand this entire thing properly. So, Sri Krishna begins telling about this knowledge from what? From the origin of this universe, how this is started. He tells a very basic principle of this universe. He tells a very basic thing about this universe, how things are working, how I and this world that you see around me are interlinked. How am I connected to you? How are we both connected to each other? How is a God and a devotee connected to each other, why is there a difference in the way these devotees are behaving? Why is there a difference in the person to person? If everybody is a part of the same nature, why is there a difference in their natures? And how am I connected to you? How am I connected to the nature? The secret Shri Krishna explains in the next two shlokas. मम मम महत् ब्रह्म तस्मिन् गर्भं दधाम्यहम् सम्भवः सर्वभूतानां ततो भवति भारत. Now, this is Shri Krishna has explained in the terms that we will understand. Just like the normal process of birth, Shri Krishna says, I am giving my own ounce. I give my ounce to whom? To this Prakriti. Prakriti is Shri Krishna, you will see in the next shlok, he addresses her so beautifully. He says, my womb is the Brahma Tattva, and Shri Krishna says that all the creatures are coming into existence because I am giving them the I am giving them the right. I am giving them the birth. I am giving them that life-giving element in this Prakriti, in this nature, is given by me. So Shri Krishna explains this thing further. Sarvayo nishu kaunteya मूर्तयः सम्भवन्ति याः तासां ब्रह्म महद्योनिर् अहं बीजप्रदः पिता. This Sarva Yonishu Kaunteya. What is this Yoni means? Yonis are the different species, different type of species. We are born as human beings. There are some other animals. Some are born as gods. See, God, Deva Yoni, Manusha Yoni, Pitra Yoni. These are also different yonis. There are different species. So one we see the worldly species, but across different worlds also there are different species. And what happens, Shri Krishna says that once I give that life-giving element into the species, that person comes into existence. Murtaya sambhavanti. Sambhavanti means they are produced, they are formed, they are visible. They are in the form that you are able to feel and talk to them, feel them, understand them, see them. So Murtaya, Murti is in taking a certain form, not just idols. Okay, it is Murtaya is taking a form. This Paramatma Shakti, this divine Shakti, this divine energy, supreme power is what it is interacting with the matter. So basically, there are two terms we have to understand. One is the Prakriti and another is the Purush. Prakriti means what? The matter that we see around us. The matter which we are able to see, touch, hear, and all other sense. Our sense organs can detect that the things that our sense organ can detect are a part of the Prakriti. This Prakriti would have otherwise been dead as nothing. But because this Paramatma Tattva, which is also known as Purush, here it does not refer to the Stree Purush. Okay, it refers to what? The divine supreme power, the supreme energy. This puts the energy into this Prakriti. The matter and the divine energy, they both combine together to bring these forms into reality, to bring a shape. Otherwise, this body without the life element, without my prana shakti, without the Chaitanya is the Purush Shakti, Chaitanya. Now, these words we have to get used to it. All these things, Chaitanya, Purush, all refer to what? They refer to the divine supreme power, the Paramatma, the actual God, the Brahma Shakti. So, Shri Krishna says that this divine energy, when it enters the Prakriti, then it comes to life. Murtaya Sambhavantiyaha. And it comes into life into as what? In different forms. In different forms. There are how many? 24 lakh, we say, species. 84 lakh yonia is what our scriptures say. Means what? There are 84 lakhs. This still is I think, an understatement, because if you see just going to simple zoos and aquariums and all, if you see there are so many species and there are so many undiscovered species also. God's creation is amazing. And we don't know. In all these species, just before we proceed further, one thing that we should take a moment to appreciate is that we are born in the human species, which is the most special species. Amongst all the other species, we will just keep rotating from one species to another. There is no way to, free ourselves. We are born as human beings now. Next janam, we don't know what we will be. Next birth, we again don't know what we will be. The freedom from this cycle is attained only in this human species. The capacity to understand this jnana jnanam uttamam is only in this Manushya Yoni, in this human species. The capacity to understand and free ourselves. This is that exit gate that we are looking for from this life and death cycle is the species that we are in now. So we are very lucky that we are getting to read this Bhagavad Gita, which is going to take us one step closer towards that liberation. So Shri Krishna says here that you could be born in any of these species owing to what this play of Prakriti and Purush. Hmm? I am the one that life giving element. I am that one life giving element, and uh, who is giving what? Who is giving that Brahma Tattva Dasam Brahma Mahadyone Aham Bija Pradapita. I am like that father who is giving this life element to this Brahma, to this Prakriti. What he says, Yone, in the third slok, you see what Shri Krishna says about the Prakriti. This Prakriti is the Maya that we see around us. He says, Yone Mahad Brahma. He says, I am the Brahma Tattva, and this Prakriti, who, in literal sense, they are, in the see, all these things are explained to us in terms we understand. So, if in the terms we understand, they are also termed as, husband and wife. This whole thing is explained to for us to be able to understand this thing. So, Shri Krishna says she is Mahad Brahma. In English also we say, this, what do we say, our spouses? We say they are better half. Hmm? So Shri Krishna is also giving importance to the Prakriti, saying she is Mahat Brahma. And I give her that life giving element. I am the Brahma Tattva, who, along with this Prakriti, give rise to this entire Srishti, creating so many different forms, creating this beautiful universe around us, Murtaya Sambhavantiyaha. And I am the father, I am that seed giving father for this entire universe. However, now once this so many species are born, so many things are seen around us, there is a peculiar characteristic about the Prakriti which is prominently seen in this entire nature around us. So we saw this Prakriti is the nature or the matter around us. Purush is the divine or supreme energy around us. Now here, what Shri Krishna also implied is he is the Pita, he is the Brahma Tattva. Now, if suppose I go to near the Ganga river, and there from the Ganga river I take a glass full of or a bucket full of water from that Ganga river, and just to examine what will happen, whatever are the properties of that whatever water in the Ganga river, however is the taste of that river's water, the same taste will come from the water I have filled in the bucket. The taste will be same, the properties will be same. By and large, the composition of the water in that bucket and the composition of the flowing Ganga Mata, it will be the same. So that is true. But that flow which is there in the Ganga river will not be there in this bucket. So that magnanimity, that divinity factor that we see in the flow of Gangaji is not seen in that bucket. So Sri Krishna says that I am the Father. We, all of us, have that element of Brahma Tattva within us. Shri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita also he has said that Mamai Vangsho Jiva Loke, you, my Ansha, my fraction, a part of me is in all the species. That same part is all in all of us. So how should we be just like that bucket full of water that we took from Ganga Mata? The water is almost same as what is in the river. Just like that, we are also a part of this Parampita Paramatma. He has only said Mama Ivangsho Jiva Loke. So we are also a part of that Paramatma Tattva. Then that means what? we are also like what? Satchidananda Swarup. Satchidananda Swarup, like Bhagavan Ji, we also will have a constant happiness around us. We could be completely happy all the time. Satchit Ananda, that is the complete definition of Paramatma. How is he? He's the only truth. He's chit, he's always present and he's what? Always happy. His form is happiness. But when we look at ourselves, what happens? We see we are worried, sometimes worried about what will happen, how will I get a job, when will I earn, what will happen to my money, how will I study, when will I pass the exam. We have so many things to worry about. We cannot be Satchidananda. Why? Where is that element getting lost? We are the children of Bhagwan. Then why are we not like Bhagwan? Because we have mixed up with the Prakriti. And there is a peculiarity about the Prakriti which gives us all our worries, which gives us this tendency to worry, which gives us the tendency to be happy, which gives us these different things. It is coming from the Prakriti. What is that characteristic of the Prakriti which gives us these, which distinguishes us from gods, that Shri Krishna gradually reveals. What he says is very important. Listen carefully. Sattvam rajastamaiti guna prakriti sambhavaha nibadnanti mahabaho dehe dehe namavyayam. So Shri Krishna has told earlier, he has said, Mamai Vangsho Jiva Loke, I am the one who is present in all. Here also he is saying that I am the father, I have given the bees and I am the father of, I am the life giving element. I am getting this life from Parampita Paramatma. What is it that is making me different from this Parampita Paramatma? Shri Krishna says, understand how is your existence in this nature. How is your existence in this nature? In this nature, you are bounded. You are bounded by three ropes. What are these three ropes? These are invisible ropes. We cannot see these ropes. The word that Shri Krishna uses here is Guna Prakriti Sambhavaha. Just listen to this very carefully. Guna. Guna in Sanskrit has many different meanings. The one of those meanings is it is a rope. There is an invisible rope which is tying this ansha of Bhagwan, this fraction of Bhagwan, this part of Ishwar that we have within us, is tied to this body or tied to the form that we are within. We are captured in this form. We are tied by what? Three invisible gunas. And how are these gunas? Prakriti Sambhavaha. Prakriti Sambhavaha means they are originating from the Prakriti, that is the nature. These gunas are originating from the Prakriti, that is the nature. So these are the ones. And what are these gunas? Sattva gun, Rajo gun, and the Tamo gun. These three gunas, these are the three invisible ropes that are tying this Ansh of Bhagwan with this Prakriti. What is it doing? Shri Krishna has said this tying is also a word used by Krishna, Nibadhananti. Badhananti means tying. Nibadhananti Mahabaho. And tied with what? Dehe, Dehe Namavyayam. Deha is this body. Dehen is the one who is within that body. Means who? The soul. Means who? The part of Paramatma. Who is Satchidananda. Who is supposed to be happy, who is supposed to be free of all worries, who is supposed to be very powerful, what has happened now? It's tied up in this body with the help of these three ropes. And the Shri Krishna says that these three ropes are originating from the Prakriti, they are originating from the nature. But let me tell you one thing, they are not just originating from nature, they are the very form of this nature. They are the very characteristic of this Prakriti. Like we say, water is liquid. So liquidity is the very form of water. We cannot say that water is liquid, so that is it. No, the very nature of water is what? Being liquid. Like that, the very nature of Prakriti is what? Triguratmika, means it is made of these three. उसका काम ही है, it is made of these three gunas. It itself is Triguratmika, that is her might. She rules because of these three gunas. Her very nature is these three gunas. And with the help of these three gunas, she is doing what? She's tying us. Tying whom? Us means the Ansh of Paramatma, the Jivatma, with this Prakriti, and that is how this life is coming into being. And then Shri Krishna says, what happens? These are the three gunas. Which are the three gunas? The Sattva gun, the Rajo gun, and the Tamo gun. So these three gunas are going to be, but listen to this one important thing. They are still bindings. Hmm? We will feel now, by and large, you all know that Sattva Gun is the pious one, the pure one. Rajo Gun is the one which puts you into an action. It is an action-oriented gun, and the Tamo Gun is something which makes you a little lazy. It puts you in a state of inertia. All those things we know, but Shri Krishna, but all the three gunas are equally important, but then they all are the bindings. Ultimately, what we should always understand is that this all the three gunas are how they are bindings. They are all are chains, whether it is sattva gun. We should not believe, first of all, that tamogun is very bad. Tamogun, rajogun, sattva gun, they all have their characters. What characteristics, which are their characteristics, we will see. But ultimately, even if it is full sattva gun, it is still going to be a binding. So it is just a chain. These three chains which we are, bound with, which we are tied with. What is the first thing we have to understand? Hmm? Now, it is important that we understand. Shri Krishna says this is jnana nam jnanam uttamam. What is the important element that we have to understand? That these are the bindings. Ultimately, we have to free ourselves from these bindings. If you want to free ourselves from the bindings, the first thing that we have to understand is that we are tied. We don't know that we are tied. We don't know how we are tied. We don't know where we are tied and what is tying us. We don't have any knowledge about this. Hmm? See, we are in the month of August. August is a month of celebration for Bharat. 1st August, this 15th August is coming. We all know Independence Day. We celebrate our independence. Now that independence has come to us after we realized that we were actually slaves. So a very important part of this independence was a period of awakening. On 1st of August was the death anniversary of Lokmanya Tilakji. Lokmanya Tilakji, he's a freedom fighter and a social reformer from Maharashtra. What he has done, he is known as the father of Indian awakening. Amongst different contributions that he has made, and he was a Sanskrit Pandit and a great mathematician and a great social reformer, the prime contribution by him is that he is known as the father of Indian awakening. Why? Because he gave that spirit, he gave that realization to the Indians that the Britishers are not here to help you. They are not here for any kind of progress. You are being slaved. The entire calculations he kept, how much money we had, how much they have taken, and in the form of these railways and all. See, there was that this time when Lokmanya Tilakji started all his work was when people were believing that Britishers are giving us progress by giving us railways and all these. So there was a section of the society who started seeing them as real, uplifters and great reformers. It is Lokmanya Tilakji who got this awakening within the Indians that no, you are slaved. And when the Indians realized that, yes, really, we are enslaved, and then took up then that struggle for independence took a very different turn. The first thing we have to understand is that we are slave. Yes, we are enslaved. Unless we understand that we are tied up, unless we understand that we are enslaved, unless we understand that, yes, we are binded, we cannot free ourselves. Similarly, unless we understand, unless this body, unless our jivatma, unless our intellect understands that we are bound, we are tied up, we are bound by this chains of these three gunas, we will not be able to free ourselves. And that is the purpose of this chapter. That is the purpose of the chapter. Understand that these three gunas are binding you. And the moment we realize which guna is binding me, how am I being bound, then we can find a path to free ourselves unless this Jivatma is untied, unless this Jivatma is freed from the three chains of Rajogun, Sattvagun, and Tamogun. Not just Tamogun, we have to free ourselves from all three gunas. Unless we understand that we are bound and we will not be able to find a path to untie and unwind, and only then stands a path of true liberation. This is Jnana, Jnanam. This is where this knowledge is taking us. This is where it is taking us for a greater liberation. So, this knowledge is what Shri Krishna says, you have to understand that you are bound, and Nibadnanti Mahabahu, you are bound, and only when you understand that you are bound, you will be able to free yourself. Now, how do I understand which guna is binding me? For that, we have to understand these three gunas, isn't it? Without understanding the three gunas, we will not know who is binding me and how I am being bound. So, Shri Krishna starts with the Sattva guna. Tatra sattvan nirmalatvat prakashakapanhamayam सुखसंज्ञेन बध्नाति ज्ञानसंज्ञेन चानघ. What Shri Krishna says, now come and identify the Sattva Guna first. How is this Sattva Guna? The Sattva Guna is very pure. It is nirmala. It is pure. It is spotless. It is clean. It is stainless totally. Nirmalatvat. It is pure and pious. And because it is so pure and pious, because it is free of all any malignity, it is free of all impurities. How it is? It is enlightening. Prakashaka. It lightens our life. It brings light in our lives. Brings light means what? It brings light is equivalent to knowledge. Light is enlightening. It is equivalent to knowledge. It is spiritual enlightening also. Prakashaka. We all had, when our Sattva Gun rose, we all got attracted towards Bhagavad Gita. Because our Sattva Gun was high, we have come near Krishna Bhagavan. And because we had the will to do this, we are here. So this is all part of the Sattva Gun. So, but Sattva Gun bito binding here, Shri Krishna has also told that this is also binding. It is not though it is good, it is prakashaka, it is nirmala, it is pure, it is shuddha, but what? It is still a binding. Binding with what? Sukha sangena badnati. It is binding me with what? Sukha. It is binding me with happiness. See, when we are learning Bhagavad Gita, how we feel? Happy. If you are doing Parayan, super, all 18 chapters, when you will be able to learn, you will read, you will feel, wow. And when you are reading with full devotion, tatra sattva nirmalatva, then somebody in the house comes and shouts in the face, Are ruko now, first tell us where it is. And then you'll be like, yeah, what this disturbance? We are bound by our happiness. We are so angry, we don't want to leave that state of comfort. That happiness is also binding. It takes us towards happiness. It takes us towards a lot of bliss. But that bliss also binds us with comfort. It binds us with happiness. And happiness is also a binding. What is the problem with that happy binding? That jnana sangena chanaga. It binds us with two things. It binds us with happiness and it binds us with knowledge. Once we start getting knowledge, then what we start thinking, I know Bhagavad Gita. I am studying Bhagavad Gita. And because of Bhagavad Gita, I know a little better than what other fools around me are knowing. And then it gives rise to the ahankar within us. That is also a binding, jnana sangena. So that happiness and knowledge also, what happens? It becomes a binding. The people who are in this state of bliss, they also become what? They are going into a state of comfort. They are very goody-goody, but they do not have the capacity to struggle. They cannot face distress. It will give you a lot of knowledge. It will give you a lot of knowledge of different types of arts and whatnot. This similar thing has happened too in our history. If you see, in happened to the Greek culture. The Greek culture had lot of knowledge. They had mastered so many arts and music and everything. They were living a very comfortable life. They were bound by that comfort in the happiness and knowledge and bliss that they were in. And when the Romans attacked, because they were too absorbed in their goody things, they were too absorbed in their comfort, they could not sustain that attack. So they, because the extra sattva gun, being comfortable in your sattva gun, being totally lost in your sattva gun, the sattva gun binds you with your intellect and with your happiness, that the capacity to struggle is lost. We are not able to come out of this bliss, total bliss. So it is like, there are some people get arrested. We all know, huh? Some people can get arrested. Some are put in the prison. Some in the during the our independence, people were put into Kalapani and whatnot. It could be a difficult time. But some get arrested. They have very easy arrest. They are in home arrest, so they are not put in prison or jails. You can live in your life comfortably. You can do whatever in your homes, but it is still a arrest. You're free, but you are under a home arrest. This Sukha Sangena Badnati, Jnana Sangena Chanaga is like that, that they are in their happy, blissful thing, they are arrested. Here, one adjective that Shri Krishna uses for Arjuna is what? Chanagha, anagha, cha anagha. Anagha means what? The one who has not committed any sins, who is pious. So Shri Krishna says, you are anagha, you are having this sattva gun within you, and that is why you will be able to understand this. So these adjectives that he uses, they will tell about the personality of Arjuna. Like that, if we want to understand, we have to understand. We also have to become anagha, and we will be able to understand, not having any malice towards anybody. That is Arjun. And Shri Krishna says, because you are anagha, you will be able to understand this sattva gun very nicely. And then Shri Krishna describes for us, welcome, see what is Rajogun. Rajo ragatmakam viddhi trishna sanga samutbhavam tannibadhnati kaunteya karma sangena dehinam. This Rajogun, it ties you what? With action. It ties you with action. The Rajoguni people are always, doing something. They cannot sit quiet. They have to do something. There is always a spirit of action within them. We saw how this Sattva Gun was originating, Nirmalatvat. It was originating from purity. How, where is Rajogun originating from? It is originating from Krishna Sangha Samudbhavam. Means what? Krishna. Krishna is thirst. It is attachment. Krishna is wanting something from desire. I want this. I want that. In the 16th chapter, we have seen those Dakshin in their wants and desires and thirst and attachment towards different things. This Rajogun is originating. And because I want it, I try to work to get it. And that is how it binds me with action. So this Rajogun will bind you with action. It will tell you to do. So these people are more successful. They are more action oriented. They will not just see, just knowledge. They will not be happy with that. They want to do something. They want to attain worldly pleasures. That is what they will be. This Rajogun is also very important. Otherwise, if we are just satisfied and being, there is no action, then what will happen? This the society will not head anywhere. Swami Vivekananda, when during the time period when Swami Vivekananda was, what he has said is something very beautiful. He has said that this Indian society, in the youth of this Indian society, the Rajogun needs to increase. Then only they will work towards the progress of the nation. Because now we have a prime minister who is Sattvic, at the same time he is Rajoguni, traveling so much, has his Rajogun is driven by Satvikta. What is happening? We see so much progress. We see some of our youth doing so well in bringing different medals for the nation, discovering so many, making so many beautiful inventions. This is why, because the Rajogun is active. It will put you in a direction. However, the Rajogun should be driven by the Sattvagun. My action should be driven by Sattvika. That is what is required. Otherwise, what will happen? What the description that we see in the 16th chapter, that can happen if we are not conscious about where our Rajogun is taking us. Then we will see that this can be driven by what? This can drive us towards greed. Then this can drive us towards what? This can drive us towards more and more harm for others, because this will increase lot of desires, lot of other greed, kama, krodha, anger. If I am not getting something that I just want, then because Rajoguni people are driven by Krishna, they are driven by what? They are driven by the uh, thirst, driven by their desires. If those desires are not fulfilled, and if they are not driven by Sattvika, then what will happen? They are going to be, they will translate into what? They will translate into deterioration. What kind of deterioration? The deterioration of character, going ahead and spoiling things for others. Hmm. And then too much of doing this, idamadyamaya labdam imam prapsye manoratham idamasti idamapi mate bhavishyati na punardanam. All these things, these desires will completely, if I have gained so much wealth today and I will fulfill this desire, this is mine, tomorrow I will have more, and if my enemy has destroyed me, I will also destroy them. That vague, that speed of Rajogun should be controlled. That is what is important. Otherwise, this is very important. This is otherwise a very important characteristic to have, but it should be driven by what? Sattvic. Hmm? So, this is the Rajogun. And then Shri Krishna introduces the Tamogun. Tamasatjnanajam vidhi mohanam sarvadehinam प्रमादालस्य निद्राभिस्तन्निबध्नाति भारत. This tamogun is also a binding. Now, this tama, the word itself means darkness. Ignorance is equal to darkness. It is darkness is sleep. What do we do before going to sleep? The first thing we do before going to sleep is switch off the lights. Dark. First thing we do is andhakar. Same thing happens to this tamogun. It puts you in a deep sleep of ignorance. And the moment it is going into a deep sleep of laziness, into a deep sleep of inaction, and this darkness starts with what? Ignorance and complete lack of understanding. There is a word that Shri Krishna uses in the Bhagavad Gita also. It is a moodha. Moodha means foolish. Shri Krishna, Arjun himself has used. He says dharma samura cheta. In the second chapter, he says that I am dharma samura. I have forgotten. I don't understand. I am not understanding. I am deluded. So this the first symptom is the delusion, that tamogun is delusive. What this tamogun is? It is born tamas pradnyanajam vidhi mohanam. It is born out of delusion. It is born out of ignorance. Ajnanaja means what? Born out of ignorance. They don't know that they are ignorant. So they remain in a complete state of ignorance. And what are the characteristics? How do I know that I am a tamoguni or not? Pramad alasya nidrabhi. That's the prominent character. Pramad, heedlessness. Whatever is happening, I don't care. Heedless, careless. Whatever happens, we are the heedlessness, it's total carelessness. Then alasya, laziness. I will do it. If not today, tomorrow. If not tomorrow, day after tomorrow. What to do? Nidra, sleeping. Sleeping nicely. Tanni badnati bharata. So it puts me in a sleep. Sleep doesn't mean literal sleep. Nidra can also be bodhik nidra, intellectual sleep. It can be the intellectual sleep also. It is a total darkness. Hmm? What Swami Vivekananda ji had spoken about the society at the time of, the pre-independence, what he said, that this society is in a tamoguni sleep. It is in a tamoguni sleep with the avarana of sattva guru. Means what? It is pretending that it is in a blanket of sattva gun, but it is actually under sleeping under influence of tamagun. They are not doing. So that is why increase the rajogun of our Indian kids, and then they will be able to do something for the society. They will be able to progress, and then keep it sattvic. So that is how this entire thing falls into place, and this is how these are the important characteristics of the three gunas. Shri Krishna says, "Sattvam sukhe sanjayati, rajah karmani bharata, jnanamavritya tu tamah pramade sanjayatyata." What do these three gunas do to you? The sattva gun will tie you up, or it will attach you to what? Happiness. Be in a blissful state. The rajogun will do what? It will tie you with action. Do something. And then because this tamogun will completely could cover your intellect with ignorance, it will completely make you ignorant. It will put you in a state of inertia. It will put you in an actionless state by what? By making you careless, heedless about your own surroundings. It will attach you to heedlessness. रजस्तमश्चाभिभूय सत्त्वं भवति भारत रजः सत्त्वं तमश्चैव तमः सत्त्वं रजस्तथा. Now when we are talking about these three gunas, sometimes we immediately feel that okay, we should be a mix and match of both the rajogun and the sattva gun but what is it? Sri Krishna says a very important thing, and this is a very basic principle. Nobody is entirely Rajasi, nobody is entirely Tamasi, nobody is entirely Sattvic. We are always a mix of all of this. Nobody is in one state for the entire in totality. We are a mixture of all these things. All these are coming together. Hmm. So sometimes what happens, like if in a puddle, there are these three. You press one and the other will come up. The other one you press, the other will come up. Just like that. Sometimes we are sattvic. In the morning, we are getting up with full energy. Ah, today I will do everything nice, in a good mood. I listen to the Vivechans, I study nicely. By the time afternoon comes, I've had too many sweets in my lunch and now I'm feeling sleepy. Then automatically the tamogun will slowly take up. Sometimes you feel like no matter what I will do, I will study, I will do this. Then that rajoguni. So throughout the day also we see ourselves transiting through these three states. This is exactly what Shri Krishna says, that sometimes the sattva gun prevails over the rajogun and the tamogun. Sometimes the rajogun will dominate over the sattva gun and the tamogun. Sometimes now at night this tamogun will automatically come up and it will dominate. All of these are important. All these three are equally important because if you don't sleep at night, then what will happen? Then you will be automatically, because of the lack of sleep, you'll be tired. You will not be able to do anything. Hmm. If you are not doing any action throughout the day, if you remain in the sattvic guna, just doing meditation, no, then how will the wealth come? All these things will make a lot of impact. So that is why what is important is that we should be able to keep a balance, and always throughout we are always transiting into these three states. We are never completely sattvic, never completely rajasi, or never completely tamogun. And how do I determine that at the moment which is the prime gun in me, which is I'm under the influence of which gun, whether I am being sattvic or rajasi or tamasi? We have seen the characteristics, but what do I see within me? That Sri Krishna explains that when the sattva gun is seen is within me, sarvatvareshu dehesmin prakasha upajayate jnanayada tada vidyat vivriddham sattvamityuta. What happens when the sattva gun, people who are sattva guni, when all the, we see that all the gate here, the literal meaning is of the shloka is the gates of the body are illuminated by knowledge. Means what? People talk brilliantly. They love to listen. All my sense organs are invested in knowledgeable things. I am listening to good things. I'm talking like a knowledgeable person. We feel the urge to, get knowledge. They are manifesting themselves to goodness. The sattvic people will think good for others. Okay, if anybody is in distress, let me help them. If the society is in distress, we will think, what is, that I can do to help. If there is I see that a temple in my vicinity is broken, I will try to, is being, not in a good shape. I can go, let me clean that temple, let me do something nice there, let me hold some Gita classes there. The Sattvic Gun will be like that. From their action, they will display what? They will display knowledge. They will display goodness. Hmm. Then the symptom, the next Shri Krishna says, is the jnana vivriddha, vidya, jnana, all these they will be able to see. This happens with what? With the increase in the sattva gun. For the Rajogun, what he says, Lobha pravrittirarambha karmanam ashamaspraha rajasyetani jayante vivriddhe bharatarshava. How will I know whether this Rajogun is higher than me? Because by the greed we will understand. You see one ad, we are constantly surrounded by so many advertisements. The moment a Rajoguni person, the Sattva person sees the advertisements, he will not get boggled, he will not get easily worried by those ads. But if somebody who is Rajoguni will see Lobha, they will want, I also want. Oh, my neighbor bought a car, I also want a new car. My friend got so much, I also want this. So the more they see, they will be wanting more, they will be, desiring more. So lobha pravritti arambha, the greed will increase. And along with the greed, their action to fulfill their greeds will also increase. Hmm. So they would want everything to be, theirs. The possessiveness will also increase. The cravings, priha refers to the craving. They will crave for more. They will have a predominance of desires and they will work to fulfill those desires. When we see ourselves craving for something, craving, when we see that the greed or something is, driving us, then it is what? It is Rajogun. And aprakasho pravrittischa pramado mohaeva cha तमस्येतानि जायन्ते विवृद्धे कुरुनन्दन अप्रकाशो प्रवृत्तिश्च. When we don't feel like doing anything, Arey, what is there in this learning this Bhagavad Gita and all? There will be some people who will say, what is there in this you are learning and wasting your time? Take rest, enjoy what you are doing. Pramada, moha or pramada is heedless. Ab kya karna hai pad ke? What is this negligence? I don't care about what you are telling me. There are some people, no matter how much you try to tell them, how much you try to convince them, how many good things you try to tell them, they will not be interested. Pramad, they would not be interested. When you see that kind of tendency in people, understand that they are under the influence of what? Tamogun. Prominently, we see these in three brothers. Now, what happens with this Rajogun, Tamogun? The people who are in Tamogun, the worst thing about this Tamogun is that the people who are in this Tamogun will never be happy neither in this world nor in the other world. They will not be successful either on this earth nor in other worlds. The ones who are under the influence of Rajogun, at least if not in the other world, they will be successful in this world. And they will attain lot of worldly pleasures, and as a person, they will be successful at least in this world. The ones who are the Tattva Guni, they will be successful in both worlds. Here also they will earn lot of fame, lot of good will for themselves, and after that also they will be carrying lot of good karma around with them. Lot of good karma they will be seeing around them, and they will be driven by the good deeds. So this is how the three gunas control us and make us work. This is how these three gunas totally, engage us and how they keep us involved in this nature. I wanted to take two more shlokas, but I think we'll keep it for the next session. We will see how these gunas bind us. A few more principles we'll see, and then we will see one important thing about how we can free ourselves from these shackles, how we can free ourselves from these chains. That will be an interesting thing to see, that we will see in the next session. With this, let us all bow down to Param Pujya Gurudev and Shri Krishna, with whose blessings we are getting to see these beautiful uh, pieces of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, get this beautiful knowledge in our lives. Let us all bow down together. Hari Om Shri Krishna Paramastu. Om Tat Sat. Naneshwar Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you so much for your patience listening. Parinita Ki Jai Shri Krishna.
Sadhu Gita. Thank you so much, Didi, for the beautiful vivation and for explaining the slokas with such simplicity and relatable examples. With this, I request our sadhaks to raise hand and turn on their video cameras to ask questions and seek clarification of their doubts from Didi. And request those who are watching this session via YouTube to please join our Zoom link if you also wish to clarify your doubts. If you have any questions, please raise your hands.
Yeah, Ankita Didi is
Ankita.
raising her hand. Please turn on your video, Didi, then so that Vibhala Didi and Manisha Didi can.
Om Shri Paramatmane Namah. What does it mean, ma'am?
Okay, how do you do it? Om Shri Paramatmane Namah. Yeah, last time also I think you asked the same thing. Paramatmane. Paramatma is the supreme divine energy that drives this entire universe. So we by saying Om Shri Paramatmane Namah, we are bowing down to that Brahma Tattva. We are doing pranam to that Brahma Tattva so that we can get this knowledge nicely.
Okay, thank you. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. Manjula Prahlad Rauji, Jai Shri Krishna. She has raised her
Please
hand.
turn on your camera.
She is unmuted herself. Didi, can you please turn on the camera for a minute so that. Yeah, Jai Shri Krishna. Tell me, Didi. Pranam.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Pranam, Didi. Jai Shri Krishna.
I wanted to know every time when I am reading in Geeta, no, that time I remember. Then after some time, if I am seeing whatever, hearing something and all, it won't come. But when I am sleeping, everything it will come in mind. Why it is like that?
This is so beautiful, Manjula Didi. This is, the most positive thing about what you are saying is that in sleep, while sleeping, you are remembering all this. What is coming to our minds in the sleep is what is deeply embedded in our minds. हमारी आत्मा पे जो आ जाता है, what is embedded on our soul, that we will see in our dreams, that we will conceptualize in the dreams. The fact that you are remembering it at that time means whatever you are reading, whatever you are spiritually doing, that is deep within you. Now, what happens when we are awake and when we are, talking, when we are in the normal daytime, there are so many distractions around us. There are so many things happening around us that the mind is not able to focus and go within itself and try to remember what we already know. It not only happens with you, happens with everybody. So it's
In
just
my
that
dream also it came, madam.
so
My
that's a very
dream it
beautiful
came
thing.
last week.
Mm,
It
mm,
came some sadhu. He came and giving like this. Then afterwards, one lady she is bringing just one plate. Really, I am telling you, one
mhm.
plate chapati, curry, everything she is keeping in that hand. I was so happy,
That's
but
so
still,
beautiful. Mm. So basically, when we are, when it deeply affects you,
uh,
it is in your subconscious mind. That is more important. And during the daytime, because of other distractions, which it doesn't come. And also, what happens in our conscious mind? somewhere we are saying to ourselves that मुझे आता नहीं है. Our unconscious mind has already registered those principles. But consciously, what we keep telling, we don't know, मुझे तो नहीं आता है. And because of that also, we are not able to, even though we know things, we are not able to recollect or, say it. So it's okay, whatever it is. Main important thing is being connected to this, divine energy, which you already are. So be on this path of sadhana and lots of best wishes. I seek your blessings. You are definitely so much older than me. So pranams to you, and I also seek your blessings.
Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna.
Pranam Inderpal ji, Jai Shri Krishna.
हाँ जी, नमस्कार। आपने अभी जो बताया कि जो हमारे स्वप्न में विचार आते हैं और वो उसके ऊपर हमारी आत्मा के ऊपर बहुत ज्यादा इफेक्टेड होते हैं, वही आते हैं।
सिर्फ वैसा ही हमेशा ही होता है ऐसा नहीं है. इट इज नॉट द ओनली थिंग. आत्मा पे ही है ऐसा ही नहीं. समटाइम्स सबकॉन्शियसली वी आर थिंकिंग ऑफ एनीथिंग, then also it will come. So not necessarily it is just what is affected the soul. Something which is not deep as in the soul, but only on our subconscious mind, that will also come.
But how it can be rectified that these bad elements are not come into my mind?
So are you getting
at
any
the time of my sleeping time or my dreams? How it can be modified?
If you are getting undesirable dreams, if you are getting some unwanted dreams, the best way is to, before sleeping, praying and doing little meditation and sleeping. It helps deeply. This entire practice of one thing with our, I forgot to mention, in the Sattva Gun and all others, these practices that our culture has in people, as per this Gen Z language, imposed upon us, I will say. They feel, if you tell these younger people, "Arey, diya lagao, ye karo, wo karo," they say if you are imposing these tradition on us, all this is done to embed a seed of sattvikta within us. All the karma kand that we do, it puts us in the sattvic direction, and then that thoughts will not come. So before sleeping, just try anything like Ram Nam Jap, and our we need a different type. Like just our tongue needs different taste all the time. Like that, our mind also. Sometimes वो शिव भजन में रम जाता है. Sometimes it will get engaged in राम भजन. मेरे लिए कभी कभी वो विठल भगवान के नाम में. So just remember, talk to yourself by the process of dhyan, and do a little bit of jap while sleeping. It will deeply help you, go all the bad dreams and anything negative that you might be seeing will just be warded off.
Oh yes, and one question more. The Gita, all the chapters, I think so, every 2 or 3 chapters, they can repeat it the same thing. That is, you say that Satyam, Rajas, and Tamas in chapter 2 as well as in chapter 14. And there is a lot of details and repeated so that the most of the people have get the experience, and then they can do action according to that things, good things, or they can understand the problems, what the problems derive from these things, that is the Satyam, Rajas, and Tamas. So that you have to make yourself to be clarified after reading the Gita, all the chapters, then you are get a more confident than to make yourself to be a good personality.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. So basically, you see, you are saying it is repeated. It is said in a different form. Up to what comes in the second chapter, it is very that it doesn't come very deeply. What you see in the 18th chapter, it is more detailed. This Rajogun, Sattvagun's definition in terms of intellect and all that will come. it is put in different flavors. So, but we have to understand the basic of it. So, basics of these three gunas are explained in this chapter, in this particular 14th chapter, and then how it is applied to various, you can say, various areas of our personality. That is elaborated in other chapters. So, when you go to Shraddha Traya Vibhaga, for instance, how it is applied to my food, how this same principle, it is like this, हम लोग states of matter पढ़ते हैं ना science में, like solid,
Correct.
liquid and
Hmm.
gases. So
Hmm.
if you look at it, those solid liquid, the very basic properties of solid liquid gases you will see. And then when you go to study each element in detail, then we see कि there are some things which are, that changing its forms from solids to liquids and gases. Some, then we study, that is the very basic. So that Gunatraya Vibhaka Yoga is that basic, the properties of solids, liquids and gases. अब उसमें एक एक एलिमेंट के पास जब हम जाएंगे, हाउ देन इफ यू आर स्टडिंग द एटमॉस्फेयर एंड देन यू आर एनालाइजिंग these three principles together and studying something in advanced level chemistry, when you will go, then you don't study solid liquid gases, then based on those principles we study something else, right? So that is where that Shraddha Traya Vibhaga Yoga 18th chapter, all these chapters will do that kind of analysis. So your basic will be in this 14th chapter. Using this 14th chapter equips you with the knowledge to understand these other chapters.
The God will in Gita, the God will detailing all these
Yeah,
activity,
he will do
and so that
detailing
you can make
because
yourself to be.
it is for his Arjun. That is I because of the time constraint I didn't elaborate more on this fact and this one story about Krishna and Arjun, how much Krishna loves Arjun. So because of the love that he has, he could not give just small answer for Arjun, because he loves Arjun so much that he wants to tell him every detail. Forget the war and all. ये confusion वापस आना ही नहीं चाहिए. इसीलिए वो
Hmm.
पूरा डिटेल में बता के ही छोड़ेंगे, so that you
Hmm.
don't fall in this confusion again. He wants that for Arjun. That permanent solution he has given for Arjun. So it's like that.
And so the in the last fully samarpit, सब all तज और मेरे पास आजा.
Yes, very true. But don't come to me without a proper understanding of me. That
Hmm.
is important. Somebody who surrenders to you without a proper understanding, he will never be able to get you in totality. That surrender is not complete. So
He is
only when
not loyal.
yeah, they will not be unless you are being understood completely. तब तक first understand me and then surrender yourself. You will be attaining me in totality. That is how it is.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna and
Okay.
the Jyoti Didi, Pranam Jai Shri Krishna.
Pranam Jai Shri Krishna Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Didi, I want to ask you one thing.
Hmm.
Like I'm trying to, implement Bhagavad Gita, like whatever the Krishna saying, I'm trying to implement in my life. My problem is if somebody says something to my daughter, if somebody says something to my husband, I take it very serious. And I will be like thinking whole day why it happened and why they are saying this to them. And I will be always in that same mind. I want to please my child, I want to please my husband. I will be enemy to the person who said that to my family. I don't know how to come out of it. How can I implement Bhagavad Gita into my life? This is my main problem.
How affected are you when they say anything to you?
I will just think and I'll think, something should be wrong in me. I'll first analyze. And then if
Hmm.
if something is wrong in me, I'll correct. If not,
Hmm.
I'll just go and say, nothing is happened, if nothing is wrong from my end, why you are
Hmm.
saying this? I'll just go and question if I get chance. But when it
See,
happened to my,
I
yeah.
got it. So when Shri Krishna talks about it at multiple places in Bhagavad Gita also, and so what happens is that this is also a kind of moha. It is a maybe got disconnected or what. Is she there? Jyoti Devi. Right now she got
Hello.
disconnected.
Hi, I can
Okay.
see you. I can
Okay,
see
okay.
you.
Okay. So
I can see you.
basically, it is like it is our attachment towards our family which makes us do this. We try to bring in different things in our life, which we should constantly try to do. But what happens when it's like a judge does his work very nicely. How the judge has to be impartial. He gives the
Mhm.
judgment on a right thing, but if the convict is his own son, then what he will feel? He'll rethink about giving the punishment, isn't it? So when
Yeah.
अपना आदमी सामने आ जाता है, we are not able to be, judgment. We are not able to be free from that attachment. This is a very natural thing. It will happen, but what we have to understand gradually is there has to be a difference between your attachment, the moha, and your how much binding it is. It should not be. You should not be blinded by that attachment. It should not be beyond. See, somebody is saying you and you take a stand for your daughter and husband. There is nothing wrong in it. भगवत गीता तो बोलती है कि अपना धर्म करो as a मातृ dharma and as also a patni dharma. It is your thing that you stand by them. But if it comes to a fact that it could have been avoided, it is not creating a conflict and it should not disturb you. So maintain that balance. And again, others person, samatha is the main note of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Very importantly, samatva. That is equanimity in all situations. That even if the person is saying, I do not keep a ill feeling towards them. We should
Mhm.
not be foolish. We should, when it comes to vyavhar, जो व्यवहार है हमारा, that we should do smartly. But
Smart.
from within, we should not keep any ill feelings towards anybody. That's samatha, equanimity. Now we see shlokas on equanimity throughout Bhagavad Gita, whether it is second chapter, any chapter, second chapter, 13th chapter, all chapters talk about it. What we have to always remember is that I should be able to maintain my sense of equanimity and then deal with the situation. I should not be boggled with it. It should not give rise to any negative emotions in me. Whenever such a thing happens, just remind yourself of the word that we saw today, anagha, what Shri Krishna tells for Arjun. Remember that the moment we get any ill feeling about anybody in our hearts, then we
Mhm.
become one step farther away from Shri Krishna. The more
Yeah.
pure our conscience is, we will remain closer to Shri Krishna. So, while taking the right decisions, while doing what is required, maintain a sense of equanimity. Don't let any for your family. Okay?
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Jai Shri Krishna Didi. Thank you so much.
Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you. दासानुदासं कृष्णमूर्ति भैया जय श्री कृष्ण प्रणाम
Jai Shri Krishna Mataji. I have my view to tell about this Mataji, what she was asking now, that
ओके
I started also implementing this way, that for me or for anybody it's coming and this sort of disturbance happens from outside, for anybody scolding or anything, blaming or something like that. No, I understand it's our karma effect. The postman comes and delivers me a death telegram. I should not shout at him. I will not shout at him. I know he is a postman. Like that, whoever comes in my life for wishing good or bad or whatever is there, is my
very true. It
karma.
is a part of this thing that is one.
Karma
Yes.
and because our karma only. Because he's telling, I'm not, Krishna is telling, I'm not responsible for anything. I gave you everything. So
Yes.
whatever you do, your own karma.
Yes.
So that is what my understanding. Is it correct, Mataji?
It is correct. But when what is coming, her question is not about what is coming to us. Her question is about what I am giving back. And when it is coming to what I am giving back, whatever we
So
give back,
that
it
is
is
what I said. Really,
it
if
is
it is
with
my karma, I
it has
think
to be with a sense
if
of
I'm able to understand, yeah,
responsibility. It has
yeah.
to be with that.
If I'm, though it is being also told that if I plant a coconut, it takes about 10 years to give the coconut. So for the 84 lakhs birth, how much we did or our own, all relations are, our karmas again. son, daughter, wife, everybody, our karma, some related in the previous birth. That's why they become all the relations for us.
Very true.
So that is what I understand. Just I want to clarify from you. Is it correct like that?
Yeah, that is true, but in a different context, not in the context. I mean, obviously, it is correct, it is true. Whatever we have got, we have to live with it because of our karma. But what we are going to earn for future depends on our reactions to the situations. Our reactions to our situation should be full of equanimity. That is the most
Yeah,
important
that's
thing.
correct. Because
Yes.
Paramatma is there
Because
everywhere.
your
That's what.
future, it has to be right. I think we are
That is the
done.
same thing, that Pandita Samadarshana, the slogan
Yes,
also comes.
Pandita Samadarshana. Very
Yeah,
true.
because
Yoga
whatever,
Karma Samshaya.
everywhere Paramatma is there. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Pranam. I think we are done at 7:37. We should proceed further. Jai Shri Krishna.
If there are no more questions, we can go
Yes,
forward,
yes,
Didi.
please, sir. Yes,
We
yes.
would like to thank you, Didi, and we would like to thank everyone who have gathered here and are enthusiastic to learn Bhagavad Gita ji. Also, I would like to thank our tech star and our backup team who has hosted such a beautiful session for us. Now we will go ahead towards the prayer, which
One Jyotsna Devi has been
जय श्री
highlighted.
कृष्णा।
yeah, you can take this.
मैं सब सुनते सुनते ना हैंड रेस करना भूल गई थी। दुख है इसका हमें। हाँ,
Okay, बोलिए।
तो मैं श्रद्धा दीदी, मैं कह रही हूँ कि मुझ में सतोगुण तो आपकी बातों से जो अर्थ निकलता है उसमें थोड़ा आ रहा है, थोड़ा बहुत किंचित मात्र, लेकिन वो तमोगुण बहुत ज्यादा आ जाता है और रजोगुण का लक्षण ही नहीं है। क्या करूं मैं?
देखिए, सबसे बढ़िया बात तो ये है ज्योत्सना दीदी, कैन आई आंसर इन इंग्लिश बिकॉज इट इज इंग्लिश विवेक एंड आई एम बाउंड बाय द
हिंदी में थोड़ा
हिंदी
थोड़ा,
में। अच्छा, तो
थोड़ा
दोनों में
थोड़ा
पूछिए, तो हर अच्छा
मिक्स
दोनों
मिक्स
करके
बोल
बात
दीजिए।
करते हैं। हाँ,
हाँ,
तो हर क्वेश्चन इज वेरी नाइस। शी सेज आई हैव ounce of sattva gun in me. I have lot of tamo gun, but no rajo gun within me. So what do I do? Is what her question is. And what I will say, the best part is knowing what we have is our biggest strength. हमारे पास क्या है, इसका प्रकाश हमारे अंदर है, यही बहुत बड़ी बात है। आज
हाँ,
आप
ये
ये
तो है।
जानती हैं कि मुझे क्या इम्प्रूव करना है, तो आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। अगर जिसे पता ही नहीं है उससे तो आपकी सिचुएशन बहुत अच्छी है। तो इसीलिए ये पता होना ये बहुत अच्छी है। अच्छा, मैं तो नहीं मानूंगी कि आप में रजोगुण नहीं है, बिकॉज यू आर मेकिंग एन
ज्यादा
एफर्ट।
नहीं है, कभी
लिसन
कभी
लिसन
जोश में कर जाते बस।
लिसन, because you're already making an effort to learn this Bhagavad Gita, because you're already making an effort to understand this knowledge, means there is Rajogun. It is not, there is nobody who is not having any Rajogun at all. मैंने तो पहले ही बोल दिया, all three gunas are very much there. Sometimes one comes and other suppresses, वो होता है. So we have to pull this Rajogun a little bit. So what you can do, you can just think about what is it that you really want to do. ये छोड़िए क्या है क्या नहीं, अभी आपको पता चल गया। नाउ यू नो व्हाट आर योर रोड ब्लॉक्स। आपको पता है आप मेरे रोड ब्लॉक्स क्या है। अब मैं क्या करना चाहती हूँ, मुझे परीक्षा देनी है क्या गीता की, मुझे अपने बच्चों के लिए कुछ करना बचा है, एक बकेट लिस्ट बना लीजिए। एंड देन वन थिंग एट ए टाइम यू पिक अप एंड स्टार्ट। एक बार
नहीं,
बस
मैं
कृष्ण भगवान का नाम लीजिए। आप जब शुरू करेंगे ना, आप अपने ऊपर ये हेडेक रखिए मत। डोंट टेक दिस हेडेक ऑन योरसेल्फ दैट आई वांट टू डू समथिंग मेरे अंदर। यू जस्ट पुट हेडेक ऑन कृष्ण भगवान। कृष्ण भगवान को बोलिए, सी दिस इज माय सिचुएशन, आई वांट टू डू दिस, आप मुझसे करवा लो। वो करवा लेंगे। जब अपने से बात नहीं होती है ना, तो परम
हाँ
पिता
हाँ
परमात्मा
हाँ,
को सौंप देना
जी
है, एंड ही विल एंश्योर दैट इट इज डन। तो
जी
बस वो
जी जी
करेंगे
जी
एंड हो
जी
जाएगा।
जी। और एक छोटा सा और,
बस
अच्छा,
लास्ट। हाँ,
मैं एक कैंसर सर्वाइवर हूँ।
ओ
हाँ,
ओके।
तो और ये बताइए, मैं तो बिल्कुल स्वस्थ हूँ, सब बहुत अच्छा है, लेकिन
हम्म
अगर अगर ईश्वर ने चाहा, मैं अगर अभी कुछ हो जाए और मैं मतलब सतोगुण की तरफ थोड़ा सा टेंडेंसी है, अच्छा मन में है, थोड़ा ना नॉलेज एक्वायरिंग करने का भी बहुत है, कुछ भी पढ़ लेना, कुछ जान लेना, बहुत मतलब क्या बताएं, होना नहीं चाहिए, इतना ज्यादा होता है हैं। तो का घर के काम में मन नहीं लगता है, ये हमारे शुरू से है, ये पागलपन है। तो कोर्स करना
आप
पड़ना ही वो।
फास्ट अपनी बात बोलिएगा और वी हैव लेस टाइम, तो आप जल्दी
नहीं
जल्दी
नहीं
बताइए
नहीं,
मुद्दा
बस
क्या
बस
है।
खत्म 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 खत्म।
हाँ,
तो
नहीं,
हाँ, तुम बोल रहे कि मैं, एक बहुत जरूरी प्रश्न, कि मैं अगर इस समय हमें मतलब ईश्वर अगर अपने पास बुलाते हैं तो सच में हम निर्मल लोक में पहुंच जाएंगे?
आप कौन से लोक में पहुंचेंगे, दिस डिपेंड्स ऑन व्हाट यू आर थिंकिंग व्हेन यू आर गोइंग। अब पता नहीं कब आ जाए वो क्षण। ईश्वर करे आपको बहुत दीर्घायु रहे। आई रियली प्रे फॉर अ वेरी लॉन्ग एंड हेल्दी लाइफ फॉर यू। व्हाइल आई से दैट, आई ऑल्सो फील दैट नाउ आप जब इस मोड़ पे हैं, ऐसा एक भी क्षण मत रखिए जहां पे आप ईश्वर की चिंतन नहीं कर रही हैं। Don't leave a single moment like that, because you are preparing for a bigger journey. We all are, not only you. किसी का भी पता नहीं है हम लोगों को यहाँ
हाँ,
पे।
ये तो है। हाँ
It is with every, whether it is
हाँ
a
हाँ
20-year-old child, it is a 10-year-old kid, or
हाँ
it is a 80-90-year-old person. And nobody is
हाँ
spared from this.
हाँ
इसीलिए निरंतर ईश्वर को अपने चिंतन में रखिए। And you are looking very happy, just stay happy. So
हाँ
obviously, based on what has happened in the past, based on your thoughts, you will reach where you will reach. बाकी वहां पे क्या होता है, it depends on what we have already done, whatever has happened, हमारे जो भी कर्म
हाँ
है उसके अनुसार तो सब होता ही रहेगा, उसमें कुछ भी
हाँ।
ये नहीं है।
और ईश्वर से
परंतु
प्रार्थना करिए थोड़ा रजोगुण और
वो
वो
तो आपको
सतोगुण के
अपने आप
साथ आ
आएगा।
जाए।
मेरे प्रार्थना करने से क्या होगा, आप खुद कैंसर सर्वाइवर है, इतनी सारी कठिनाइयों को आगे देख के तो ईश्वर की अनंत कृपा आप पे ऑलरेडी है। यू आर ऑलरेडी अ ब्लेस्ड पर्सन, यू हैव ऑलरेडी सर्वाइव्ड इन सच a difficult thing.
हाँ,
Krishna is already with you. I am sure you will be blessed with what you want. So just
प्रणाम दीदी।
continue with your prayers, and I will also pray the
जी
best for you. Jai
जी
Shri
दीदी,
Krishna.
जय श्री
Pranam
कृष्ण,
Prabhu
जय श्री
Didi.
कृष्ण।
We also seek your
धन्यवाद
blessing.
दीदी,
अब छोटे हैं आपसे,
धन्यवाद
आप
दीदी,
आशीर्वाद की कामना रखते हैं। जय श्री कृष्ण।
धन्यवाद दीदी, धन्यवाद।
हाँ, हाँ, विनोदिनी दीदी, जय श्री कृष्ण, प्रणाम।
प्लीज वृंदावनेश्वरी दीदी।
Hare Krishna Didi.
हरे कृष्ण,
I
जय श्री
want to know, just now you explained about 13 slogas. This PDF where we'll get, Didi?
today's Vivechan PDF you are saying, दीदी?
I want the PDF of that slogas.
Of the shlokas, you will get it in your WhatsApp group, Didi. Are you joined in any of the participant WhatsApp groups?
Yes, I have joined.
In that you will get, if you have a tech in your class, you can ask your tech Didi or Bhaiya. They will send it to you, or it is also available on our Learngeeta website. Okay, so you can get
Yes,
it from.
Geeta Pariwar group, I am there. So
Hmm.
I'll get it from there, no?
Yes. All shlokas you will get.
Okay, thank you, Didi.
Thank you.
You
Thank you so
explained so nicely.
much. It is all Swamiji's Kripa. Thank you so much for listening.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Didi. Jai Shri Krishna.
Now we can go ahead towards the prayer, Didi.
Yes.
Our prayer will be done by N. Radhika ji, who is a graduate from Bangalore, having been associated with Geeta Pariwar since July 2024 and serving as a co-trainer. Didi, kindly do the prayer.
योगेशं सच्चिदानन्दौ वासुदेवौ व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकौ वीरं कृष्णौ वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णौ वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Didi, for the divine prayer. Let us now dedicate our today's session to the feet of Hanumanji by doing the part of Hanuman Chalisa.
चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारी बरन रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र औ ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबेको आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबेको रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिंहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीनी बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही समबाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीना तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर पल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होतन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बल बीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।